Today, to inspire you to step outside of your comfort zone and to try new things, I'm going to be showing you how to knit this absolutely beautiful and inspired brioche shawl, Rilie. This gorgeous pattern by Marcella Chang features this scrumptious repeating brioche stitch. Brioche is such a cozy, squishy technique that produces such a stretchy, thick, reversible fabric. This is a lovely triangular shawl that hugs the shoulders so nicely and drapes so beautifully. I also love how the stitches look like little ladders, which signify your ever-expanding journey to greater and greater heights. I also love how the brioche sections are complemented so nicely with these soothing and repeating sections of garter stitch. The garter sections and the squishy coziness of the shawl are such beautiful reminders that no matter what you're going through in life, comfort and calm can always be found. This shawl is really so cozy and so squishy, and it will wrap you in a cocoon of peace. Rilie is finished off with a plump and rolling I-cord edge, which adds such a nice visual touch when you have it wrapped around you. And we do have a 2-color and a 3-color version for you. I really love the icy, calming tones of this 2-color version. And the slightly more contrasting look of the 3-color version is absolutely sumptuous. And to add to the scrumptiousness of this design, we used our luxurious and hand-dyed Mirage Sport weight yarn. It's a delightfully soft blend of Superwash Merino Wool. It has camel fiber, silk, and cashmere in it, so it's just pure luxury and it makes absolutely delightful, amazing projects. I'm also going to be giving away a set of the yarn used to make this shawl, so if you would love to enter, just make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and comment below letting me know if you have ever knit brioche. You can download this beautiful pattern and get the yarn at expressionfiberarts.com, and of course, while you're there, be sure to sign up for email and text updates for weekly free knit and crochet patterns. Today I'm going to show you how to work the 2-color version of this gorgeous brioche shawl, and I think you'll see that it's fairly straightforward even if you've never worked brioche before, and once you finish you're going to be so proud that you learned a new skill. So we're going to start with some setup rows before we move into the brioche section. We're going to begin with our main color, and we're going to start by casting on 5 stitches. 1, 2, and I'm just using the long tail cast on method. 3, 4, and 5. Then we'll move right into row 1, continuing with our main color, and you're going to knit to 3 stitches before the end. So we're only going to knit 2 stitches. 1, 2, then we're going to work a knit 1, yarn over, knit 1. So that's an increase. So in the next stitch, work a knit 1, but leave that stitch on your left needle, work a yarn over, and then knit again into that same stitch. So we've increased by 2 stitches. And then you'll finish by knitting the final 2 stitches. 1 and 2. And then for row 2, we're going to continue with our main color. And we're just going to knit to the end. So just knit every stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Row 3, we're going to drop our main color and pick up our second color. We're going to go ahead and just knit every stitch to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We'll go ahead and turn and work row 4, and it's the exact same thing. We're continuing on with our contrasting color, and we're just going to knit every stitch across. And when you finish this, you're going to repeat rows 1 through 4 once more. So here's what that looks like when you've repeated those rows. And now we're going to move into the brioche section. Now that we've worked our setup rows, let me show you how to work the brioche section. For row 1 of the brioche section, we're going to drop our contrast color and just pull our main color up the side. Just make sure when you're pulling your colors up that they're not too tight. And we're going to begin with a knit 1. And then a slip 1, yarn over. So to work that, you bring your yarn to the front, and you're going to slip that next stitch purlwise. And as you do so, wrap your yarn up and over, and you're creating a little cross. So you sort of cross your yarn over that knit. And we're going to continue to repeat across our row, knit 1, slip 1 with a yarn over. So yarn to the front, slip that next stitch, while at the same time working a yarn over. And you end up with this little cross. Knit 1, yarn to the front, slip that next stitch while working a yarn over. And you're going to repeat that until you have 3 stitches. So when you have 3 stitches left, we're going to work a knit, leave it on your left needle, yarn over, knit into the same stitch, so we've increased 2 more stitches. Then we're going to work our slip one with the yarn over, so yarn to the front, slip that next stitch purlwise with a yarn over, and knit one. Now we're going to drop our main color, and we're going to slide our work back to this end, and we're going to work that same row essentially with our contrast color. So let's go ahead and grab that, and we're working row 1 again, but with our contrast color. So we're going to start by slipping that first stitch with our yarn in front. So go ahead and slip that. Now we're going to work a brioche purl. So to do that, these 2 stitches that are crossed right here, we're going to purl into both of those. So go ahead and work your purl stitch. And then we're going to work a slip one yarn over like we did on the previous row. So slip that next stitch while grabbing your contrast color to create a yarn over. Slide that off, keep your yarn in the front, and we're going to continue to repeat that across. So work your brioche purl by purling those crossed stitches together. Yarn stays in the front. We're going to slip that next stitch while crossing that yarn over. Brioche purl. Grab those next 2 stitches which are crossed, purl them, slip that next stitch while working a yarn over. And you're going to repeat that until you have 4 stitches. Then we're going to purl that next stitch, work our slip one with a yarn over, a brioche purl, so these crossed stitches get purled together. Keep your yarn in the front, and you're going to slip that final stitch. Now we're going to move into row 2 with our main color. So grab your main color, and we are going to turn. And we're going to begin with a purl 1. So go ahead and purl that first stitch. Yarn is to the front, and we're going to slip that next stitch with a yarn over. So slip while working a yarn over. Then we're going to work a brioche purl. So basically what we were doing on the previous row. Purl those next 2 crossed stitches together, slip that next stitch with a yarn over, and keep repeating that across. Brioche purl, slip the next 2 with a yarn over, brioche purl, slip the next stitch with a yarn over, brioche purl, slip with a yarn over, and when you get to the end, you're going to purl that final stitch. For row 2 with our contrast color, we're dropping our main color, sliding our work back to the other side and grabbing our contrast color. And we're going to start by slipping one with the yarn in back. So slip that first stitch. Then we're going to work a brioche knit. So to work a brioche knit, these 2 crossed stitches, we're just going to knit them together. And that's a brioche knit. Then we're going to slip this next stitch with a yarn over. So yarn comes to the front just like we've been doing. Cross it over for a yarn over and slip that. And we're going to continue repeating that across. Yarn to the back, brioche knit. So knit those cross stitches together. Yarn to the front, slip that next stitch with a yarn over. Yarn to the back, brioche knit. Yarn to the front, slip with a yarn over, yarn to the back, brioche knit, yarn to the front, slip with a yarn over, and when you get down to the final 2 stitches, you're going to work a brioche knit, and then slip that final stitch with the yarn in back. For row 3, we're going to use our main color, and we're going to start with a knit 1, and then slip 1 yarn over, so yarn to the front, slip with a yarn over, and you're going to repeat across your row until you have 3 stitches left. Brioche knit, knit those cross stitches together, slip 1 with a yarn over. So continue repeating that. Brioche knit, slip 1 with a yarn over, brioche knit, slip 1 with a yarn over. And when you get down to 3 stitches before the end, and this does count as 1 stitch, it's those crossed stitches. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to work a brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit. So into this crossed little stitches here, these cross stitches, you're going to work a brioche knit. So knit, leave it on your left needle, yarn over, and knit again into those cross stitches. So we've increased, then you can take it off your left needle. Then you're going to finish by bringing your yarn to the front, slip that stitch with a yarn over, and then knit that final stitch. Continuing with row 3, but now with the contrast color, we slide it to the other end. Go ahead and grab your contrast shade. And we're going to start by slipping one with the yarn in front. So slip that first stitch. Then we're going to work a brioche purl into these crossed stitches. Yarn stays in the front, we slip that next stitch with the yarn over, and we continue to repeat that until we have 4 stitches left. So brioche purl, slip with the yarn over, brioche purl, slip with the yarn over, brioche purl, slip with the yarn over, and here we are with 1, 2, so they're the crossed stitches, 3 and 4 stitches left. So now we'll work a purl 1, slip one with the yarn over, brioche purl 1, so just purl those crossed stitches together, leave your yarn in the front and slip that final stitch. For row 4, we're going to go ahead and turn, and we're going to start with our main color. So we'll begin with a purl 1. Then we're going to slip one with the yarn over. Then you're going to repeat across the row to your last stitch, brioche purl, slip one with the yarn over, brioche purl, slip one with the yarn over, brioche purl, slip with the yarn over, brioche purl, slip with the yarn over, brioche purl, slip with the yarn over, and when you get to the end, you're going to purl that final stitch. We're going to work row 4 again by sliding to the other side. We're dropping our main color and picking up our contrast color. So we're going to start by slipping that first stitch with our yarn in back. Then we're going to repeat across to our last 2 stitches, brioche knit. So knit these crossed stitches. Yarn to the front, slip with a yarn over, just like we've been doing. Yarn to the back, brioche knit. Yarn to the front, slip with a yarn over. Yarn to the back, brioche knit. Front, slip with a yarn over. Yarn to the back, brioche knit. Yarn to the front, slip with a yarn over. Brioche knit. Slip with the yarn over, and we're down to 2 stitches. This counts as 1 stitch. So we're going to brioche knit, and then we're going to slip that final stitch with the yarn in front. Now for some lovely easy garter rows. To work row 1 of our garter section, we're going to grab our main color, and we're going to start by knitting 2, 1 and 2. Then we're going to repeat across brioche knit 1, knit 1. So brioche knit, knit, brioche knit, knit, and we're going to do this until we have 3 stitches left. Brioche knit, knit, brioche knit, knit, and when you have 3 stitches left, we're going to work our increase. So brioche knit while leaving that on your left hand needle, yarn over, and brioche knit into that again. So we've increased 2 stitches, and then we'll finish off with a knit 2. For row 2 of the garter section, we're going to go ahead and turn, and we're continuing on with our main color. It's a very soothing, simple row. You're just going to knit every stitch all the way to the end. Nice and easy. This section really gives your brain a chance to relax and come to a calm, centered space. So just work a knit stitch all the way to the end. We're going to drop our main color and grab our contrast color, and we'll go ahead and turn. And rows 3 and 4 are again just knit stitches. So just knit into each stitch. I love to focus on the moment when I've got these calm, simple rows. Row 4 is the same thing. And just listen to the sounds around you, the clicking of your needles. Do you hear any birds outside? And just really center into this space here and now. For row 5, we're going to grab our main color, and again, we're just pulling it up the side. And we're going to knit to 3 stitches before the end. This is an increase row. So knit all the way across, leaving 3 stitches so we can work our increase. And just like we've been doing, we're going to work a knit, yarn over, and knit to increase by 2 stitches, and then finish off with a knit 2. Row 6, we're continuing with our main color. And again, since we're still in the garter stitch section, you're just going to knit every stitch all the way to the end. For rows 7 and 8, we're going to drop our main color, pick up our contrast color, and we're still in the garter stitch section, so we're going to knit every stitch all the way across. I love how these garter stitch rows are so simple and soothing, but we have a bit of interest in the pattern since we are changing colors. So there's row 7. We'll turn and work row 8. So just knit back. Focus on each stitch. Know that all is well in this moment. All is as it should be. So you can see the beautiful little front side of our piece, and this side looks just as gorgeous to me. Then you're going to continue repeating the brioche section with the garter section, as mentioned in the pattern, or until you love the size of the shawl. And I would love to show you how to work that gorgeous little squishy I-cord edge. To get started on our I-cord bind off, I've gone ahead and worked 2 rows of knit stitches with the main color. And let's go ahead and begin by casting on 3 stitches using the knitted cast on method. So insert your needle as if you were going to knit. Go ahead and pull your loop through, and then you're going to swing your needle up and around. Line your needles up perpendicularly and slide that new stitch onto your left needle. And we're going to do that twice more. Insert your needle as if to knit, pull your loop through, wrap your right needle up and slide that stitch onto your left needle. One more time, cast on 1 more stitch, and there's 3. Then to work our I-cord bind off, we're going to knit 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to work a slip slip knit. So slip, slip, knit. Then we're going to slide to these 3 remaining stitches back onto our left needle. So 1, 2, 3, and we're going to continue repeating that all the way down to the end of our shawl. So again, knit 2, 1, 2, then we're going to slip slip knit, slip slip knit, and then slide those 3 stitches on our right needle to our left needle and work that all the way down. Knit 2, slip slip knit, slide the 3 stitches back. And you can see you're already getting that cute little I-cord there. So when you get down all the way to the end and you have 3 stitches left, you're just going to bind those off like you would any normal bind off. So knit the first 2, bind off one, knit that next stitch, bind that off. And look how beautiful this little I-cord bind off is. It's so gorgeous. So here's our adorable little shawl with our setup rows, our beautiful brioche section, our garter section, and our I-cord bind off. And it looks super cool on the back as well. You can see the garter rows here, and then the brioche, the opposite color actually pops out on the back. So I think that's super fun, like white here and then the teal here. So it looks different front and back, and I love it. Have a wonderful time knitting this beautiful shawl, my friend, and know that you are strong and you are capable. And you're an amazing example to others that no matter what life throws at you, you rise beautiful, shining, and confident. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I will see you next week with another beautiful new pattern. Bye!